because what they doing in Texas has no business in the U.S. Goes against everything America stands for. As Judge
Hey, this is a shout out
rules
to.
against law that targets drag shows in Florida. Washington Post posted this. A federal judge on Friday sided with an Orlando restaurant that features weekly family-friendly drag shows and ordered the state to stop enforcing a new law cracking down on certain adult live performances. Republican Governor Ron DeSantis signed the bill last month, one of a flurry of legislative proposals backed by GOP governors taking aim at drag events. The Florida law did not specifically mention drag performances, but said the state should revoke the liquor license of any establishment that allows children to attend performances that include lewd exposure to prosthetic or imitation genitals and breasts. The GOP presidential contender said the law was designed to let kids be kids, but opponents said it was part of a slate of laws aimed at erasing the LGBT community. The owners of the Humberg Mary's Orlando, part of a chain of drag-themed restaurants, sued the state claiming that the law violated their First Amendment rights. U.S. District Judge Gregory A. Presnell agreed, writing that the language of the law is vague and dangerously susceptible to standardless, overboard enforcement. So, Ron DeSantis signed this law, whatever, put it in, and a judge, he said, Judge Gregory A. Presnell agreed, writing that the language of the law is vague and dangerously susceptible to standardless, overboard enforcement, which is exactly what you know is going to happen, and which is exactly what their intentions was. But when they haphazardly write these kinds of laws, that's the reason why, like, we talk about legalese and what words mean and stuff like that. We talk about that a lot here on the show. Um, it's important that you take your time and that you write the law specifically so that it can have the impact and effect that you want it to have. But when you are motivated politically to do something and you're really just trying to throw fresh meat out there for your voters, then that's when you don't take the time to write the law properly, and that's how it gets struck down. So this is good that it shows how that our system is working the way it's intended. We have the three branches of government separated in a way for them to be able to check each other, and that's what's happening here. So if one branch of the government does something and it needs to be pulled back or checked or whatever, then another branch of the government has the power to do that, and that's good. That's a good, healthy democracy. Like regardless of what side you are on this topic or whatever, I think you should be happy that the system is working, the way the founding fathers or whatever intended it, to work. Like even if the result may not be what you would like or whatever, but write the law properly. Put the language in there to have the intended impact that you want to have. That's if you're trying to protect the children or whatever, write the law correctly so that it protects children. Don't leave it in a way where it can, have a negative impact on some other groups or whatever as a result of you not writing it properly. Like again, I don't have a dog in this particular fight. Like I've never been to a drag show. I wouldn't care if they don't ever have another one ever in any state in the United States. Like I don't care. I just don't like. Again, I don't have a dog in this particular fight. What I would say on this topic is that we have a lot more other things going on to focus on than this. Way more important things that we should be focusing on than this. Like, I mean, this is important to some people, and maybe we should get to it at some point, but it definitely shouldn't have as much scrutiny on it right now. It's so much other things that takes a higher priority from what I can see. Stuff that impacts everyone, instead of like 0.08% of the population. Like But this is where we are right now politically. We have these culture wars going on, and that's what they want you to focus on, and then people are easily manipulated, and that's what leads to this. So it is what it is. Like I say, I don't really care, whatever. Like, I think that I don't even think Ron DeSantis really cares. He's just using it as it's a chip. It's a political chip for him to cash in later, for him to move on and advance his career. Dude probably freaking attends drag shows in incognito or something. Like, he don't care either. I don't think. Not really. It's a facade. It's fake. It's just all politics. So let's read some comments. It says, so I guess the performers are dressing like Mrs. Doubtfire for a fun, family-friendly atmosphere. Another comment says, great job, Hamburger Marys. Glad to see them stand up to the Satan. So these comments are all over the place. We just got one from both sides. Let's read another comment. Is that it? Oh, wait. Here's another one. It says, needs a better title. This is a victory. Another comment. It says, finally a judge with some sense. Another comment. It says, excellent. Any word on religious drag shows yet? Are churches exempt from DeSantis mania? What does he mean by this? King Chuck ANT. Y'all can check out the music on Spotify, Apple, and other services.